Believe it or not, I don't really do birdhouse runs. I know what you're thinking. This is a crime against humanity, Grievous. How could you? And I think there is a table of the worst crimes of all time that goes something like this. Number 1, murder. Number 2, assault. Number 3, not doing birdhouse runs. And number 4, felony. But you know what else is crime against humanity? Yes, guys. You see, there is this pandemic going on in Reddit, and we're not talking about Rona here. We're talking about RuneScape players who have been very, very naughty. There is this thing going on where the best way to get customer support in old school RuneScape is to post your problems on public forum and hope it gets enough traction where a Jagex moderator responds. I could make a 10-minute video on just how wrong that previous sentence sounds, but we don't have time for that right now. That being said, this is where we are right now. If you want help from Jagex, the best way to get it is through Reddit or Twitter. But you see, if we put aside the biggest and the most obvious problems with getting support from Reddit and Twitter, there is a smaller, yet much funnier and entertaining problem that I think not many people think of. The thing is, there used to be a time where players actually got decent help from Jagex. You make a post saying, "Hi Jagex, me very sorry, please help, I got scammed." And Jagex was like, "Okay, we help you, here you go." And things were fine. It kind of worked, surprisingly. But the number one rule of old school RuneScape is, if there is anything good going on in this game, someone always has to ruin it. Exploiting and manipulating is what the average RuneScape player is really good at. I bet the internet scamming area started during the first half of the century when little baby RuneScape players lost their first full rune. Not me though. Never been scammed. No sir, no. Okay, I got scammed. Yeah, I know, I got scammed multiple times, but that's beyond the point. I genuinely don't know what to do right now. This is how my day goes, by the way. I just sit here fishing for an entire day, thinking what I'm gonna do. And then I end up playing League of Legends instead, or some other game. But we have a video to make, so I guess I'll go do Gauntlets. Yeah, Gauntlet is good. See if I get anything good. So that's what happened in Reddit. There was a good thing going on and players started exploiting it. The fun part comes in when Jagex mods can see if you're BSing or not. So here's how that goes. A so-called innocent player makes a post on Reddit saying they got scammed, they got hacked, they got muted, whatever comes up that day. And then Jagex moderator comes in and it's like, "Mate, you are so full of shit, I can almost smell it through my computer screen." And then everybody in the comments is like, yeah. So a Reddit user named HeyYa made a post of the absolute best smackdowns Jagex mods have made throughout the years. And you know what? Join me. I'll show you the funniest ones today. Let's start with the creme de la creme, the absolute best one, or worst if you hear this full story. A user named xpunisher112 made a post about the fact that a Jagex staff member has reset his name 4 times now due to him always choosing a very offensive name on his accounts. And Jagex got so tired of restarting his name all the time, so they decided to pick a name for him. And his new character name became Mr. Stupid. Then a Jagex mod said, "Considering your previous history with usernames, I am genuinely surprised they let you off this easy." Now you might be wondering, what was so bad about these previous names that merited Mr. Stupid? Well, it turns out the guy was fascist. Yep. And by the looks of this picture, he seemed pretty proud of it as well. Now, I'm not gonna say these things out loud, but you get the point. Obviously, he's not right in the head, and in hindsight, Mr. Stupid got off pretty easy. He had to wear that badge of shame for an entire year, and now that username is part of history. Number 2. This is a recent one, so it's pretty much fresh out of the oven. It starts off with pretty simple, where a user named WTF is internet says that about 8 years ago, people were spamming Markdonalds in the clan chat of one of the Jagex employees, Mark. The guy's name was, well, Mark, and it correlated to McDonald's. I don't know, RuneScape players aren't very creative. Take it from this guy. The thread gains attention, and soon enough people start to remember that day, as many others got permanently muted as well. A guy named Muted for Markdonalds shows up in the thread saying he orchestrated the whole thing and is sorry for the entire mishap. He as well got a permanent mute, which later turned into 7 days. Apparently this was a wide known event 8 years ago. People were just spamming McDonald's references in Mod Mark's chats and everyone got muted. The reason for mute, according to another Jagex moderator, was that this was a coordinated attempt to disrupt Modmark in-game. AKA the guy got salty because everyone called him Markdonalds. I can't. I cannot, man. Dude, why can't we have cool drama? I swear to God, Markdonalds is the most lame roast I have ever seen. Even I am falling asleep and I am making this video now. Everyone starts piling on. I can't believe this is happening. Does Jagex have no integrity? And then another Jagex mod comes in and says, yeah, you said some really dumb stuff 8 years ago and Markdonalds wasn't the reason you got perma-muted. And the guy was, oh yeah, I did say those things, silly me. And that was that. The permanent mute was right and the haters got shut down. It turns out saying Markdonalds now gets you automatically muted in game, which is absolutely hilarious and sad at the same time. Number 3. Okay, this is my personal favorite because it feels like a Hollywood movie, honestly. It's pretty short and simple yet very satisfying. A user named Kukeli made a post. Hey, look at this progress I made on my workout only account. Over 16,000 kills in less than 2 months. That is 300 kills per day. Check it out. Pretty cool. So a Jagex moderator checks out the account and finds out it's an actual gold miner and says, okay, username Kukeli, the progress is pretty good on your account, but that doesn't give you any reason to sell the loot you get a boycott on black markets, including the almost 500 million GP you sold today. And then we get the biggest plot twist ever. Thank you for taking action towards the account. I must admit though, I sent a tip-off for this account almost 2 months ago and yet not a single person in Jagex took a look at this gold farmer until I made a post on Reddit claiming this to be my account. Furthermore, I even sent a tip-off to Twitter about a week ago and still nobody answered back. This isn't my account. Your turn. Bam. Drop the mic. Holy. Just straight up the Jagex 30 like that. This has to be one of my favorite moments in Reddit. Absolute banger. To have the balls to just set up the roast for weeks beforehand and deliver it perfectly. Hats off to you. The gold farmer is now banned, but it will forever go down in history as the reverse Jagex smackdown. Okay. I am gonna make a pact with you now. I'm gonna do a total of 5 runs, aka 5 chests. If I get a single unique drop, you have to like this video. If I get 2 uniques, you have to comment your most embarrassing RuneScape name. If I get 0 uniques, oh boy, I will go around World 301 GE for half an hour saying I love my little pony. I think that's a fair deal. So here is chest number 1. Oh, okay, it's fine. We still have 4 more attempts. Don't lose hope. Okay, please be good to me. Okay, we go again. Come on, you know you want to give me something good here. Oh, yeah, you just fail me. Okay, I see. Please, I need those likes. It's all I have, please. Oh, dear gods. I know you people have embarrassing RuneScape memories. You got away this time, okay? Oh my god, ma saan surma. Mine persse. Okay. Rahu. Miks ma vaatasin? Kõik on hästi, kõik on jumala tiim, jah. Okei, olemas, okei. This is for all the marbles, please. I don't ask much. This one time, just one time. Oh. I wonder if I can edit this part out. Okay, whatever. You win, okay? Just one time, you win. There is a new My Little Pony fan next video in few days, and I am not looking forward to that. I am one game away from 75 rune crafting, so I'm gonna finish that off. And then we'll end the video with some good looting. Back to the topic. Number 4. When you see a player moderator, you would think it's an upstanding player who looks out for the interest of other players. Well, not in this case. Username 2007 DOSOut posts a picture in Reddit saying a player moderator tried to lure him, and it was pretty clear he did try to do that. Immediately we get a post from 2 Jagex moderators saying basically this: yeah, a player mod was trying to scam and lure other players for a long time now. This isn't just one off. Not only that, but the guy's account was 13 years old, an actual veteran player. But unfortunately for him, the evidence was overwhelming and the account got permanently banned. Here is another picture of him saying we should lure the other guy. You would think that the number 1 rule of player moderator is to not break the biggest rule, but I guess we should take that with a grain of salt. Number 5. Okay, this needs a bit of a backstory. This is, how do I say this? It's absolutely vile. Like, this is just a case of mental illness, but I feel like it has to be included just to get the insight of what Jagex moderators have to deal in day-to-day life. So here it goes. A Reddit user makes a post saying he never said the stuff that got him permanently banned. He did admit to offensive language from time to time, but nothing like this because that's not how he speaks. It seems innocent enough because yeah, if you're 100% certain this wasn't you, it should be looked at. Bear in mind, getting banned for offensive language is a very rare case. Most times it just ends up with a mute, so this could potentially be very serious. Few hours goes by and Jagex moderator responds. It's a pretty lengthy post due to sheer amount of disgusting behavior happening, but I'll summarize with this. The reason you got banned was that your account got put into ICU. The only people that get put there are players who use seriously disgusting language in-game. It gives the player immediate mute until we investigate the situation. It's then passed on to another person who makes the final call. In your case, you were correct. There was a human error in the chat logs and that wasn't posted by you, but the things you said were much worse. The ban was correct, you won't be able to appeal it, and furthermore, I have been dealing with toxic players for years now, and I have never seen this degree of abusive and hate language from a single player on regular basis. There was a total of 158 different incidents where you were reported and I had to stop at about 20. I've asked for the other 9 accounts you own also to be banned, and we have applied so you can't make any more new accounts. Put simply, we don't want you here. Wow. I mean, this has to be really bad, right? This is not some light-hearted message, and yeah, it is pretty bad. I'm not gonna read out loud this stuff, but the first time I read these chat logs, I was baffled, to say the least. It is clear to me this guy is not mentally okay, and that sickness somehow spread into the game as well. Some of these chat logs are just really hard to even read, even to look at. But I do feel like this needs to be included just to show you what Jagex moderators or employees or community managers go through basically every week. And do you want to hear the absolute worst part about all of this? All these chat logs I am showing you, the guy posted all of this himself. Why, you ask? Because he was proud of these things he said in game. Of course, this is a very special case of degeneracy, but my god, this is rough to watch. And he came to Reddit to seek justice, saying, hey, in my chat log someone talked about disgusting stuff and that wasn't me, and then he ends up releasing his own chat logs, which includes pedophilia, racism, sexism, and everything in between. So yeah, that was the worst of the worst. There are many more. I'll put the link in the description if you wanna check it out yourself. Of course, most of the time, as soon as these players get caught lying, they immediately either delete the post or the account. You can check yourselves the archives if you really want to go deep, but that is the gist of it. Get caught lying, get called out, panic, delete everything. There are players who were like, hey, could someone at Jagex check this out? I don't think this deserves a mute. Jagex of course puts them down and then they're like, oh yeah, I really did do those awful things. I have no excuse for this and I'll try to do better. Which is, it is good to see that we still have those players. Overall, if you leave the vile, awful things out, one of my favorite things these days is seeing ask for help posts pop up on Reddit, wait for the Jagex smackdown, and then laugh at how oblivious these people are. It's cheap, it's trashy, it is good entertainment, and I love it. Okay, I am gonna start working on 77 rune crafting now, so I have a new thing to AFK. Let me know in the comments if you think a public smackdown is appropriate or not, and I'll see you guys in a few days. Bye! Mwah.